Hi everybody. Some people have been asking about the nails that I use and for assembling the frames. So it's easier for me to just do a little video and to show what I'm using. So I'm using for the top, you can see here, right? For the top, I'm using this staple. It's 35 millimeters long. It's from Bustish, right? So it's a galvanized staple. Like I said, it's 35 millimeters long and 8.5 millimeters wide. It's very, very strong staple, very big. And then on the sides, I don't have it here, but on the side where it is flat, on each side of the frame, I nail another staple. After using these nails, I must say, these staples, that there is no need at all to put a staple here. That's just, I don't know, call it whatever you want, just to be on the safe side. It's very, very, very strong. This staple with glue, it's a huge staple. But I do it. I apply, like I said, on the side, a staple. You can see on one of the frames already assembled that they have the staple on the side, right, and the other one on top. One of the reasons I'm using these staples and make it strong, it's because as I use the plastic foundation, I want this frame to be able to be used for many years. It's going to be used maybe I hope 15 years at least, because the foundation, you can scrape every 3 years the wax, scrape it off, recoat. If the frame's starting to be a bit how do I say, looking old, you can use oxalic acid with a brush, so give it a bit more deep clean, so it looks a bit more clean without the propolis and stuff. So there is ways to clean it. So that's one of the reasons I'm making the frames very strong. And also I want to use on the supers the same frame. So even it is a small frame, the national frame, but when it's full of honey, it's heavy. And on the roads, if you don't have springs on your trailer or something, sometimes it can break. Not the foundation itself, but it will sometimes come off here. So that's the reason I went from a staple like this one, but this one is 15 millimeter long. That's the one I use on the sides, and that is the same staple that I use to nail this bit of wood that holds the plastic foundation. In the beginning, I had this type of staple on the top, 22 millimeters, and it was divergent point. Divergent point, sometimes it was complicated. It wanted to go into the sides of the wood, so I stopped using divergent point type of staples and I started using normal staples, and that problem was gone. I think if I had stayed with 22 millimeters and nail on each side, if I had nail like I'm using nail now, one on this side and even another one here, it would have been enough. I think it would have been enough. But I decided to go to the 35 millimeter one and just one on the side. Now on the bottom, so I can show the 35 millimeter ones. I get them from Tackwise. I get them from, you can get them, I think it's Screwfix or Toolstation. One of them, because there is one of them has 15 and doesn't have 22, and vice versa. So but those, between those two stores, you'll get this, or online. I bought this online. I bought 25,000 frames, staples for this winter. I want to be on the safe side, with all these problems that we have with supplies. I want to be on the safe side. I bought 25,000 staples, and I had enough. Anyway, so that's what I use on the side and on the strip of wood that holds the foundation. On the bottom, I don't find that there is any reason for us to have a very strong staple. So there is different options. My option is this. So you have a what is it called? Pin nailer. Yeah. Okay. 23G gauge. So 23 gauge pin nailer. So it's a very small. What do you call them? Nail. Do we have anything here, Michaela?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I can show. Yeah. So there you go. It's very very small. So the gauge is, and I just put one on each corner because once it's nailed, it doesn't do any strength. It's then the bees, they will put the wax and get all of this put together, glued together this way, and this doesn't do anything. If I wanted to, I could put one of the 15mm ones. I could put one of these just in the middle, and it would hold everything together. That is, that's an exaggeration, I think. I'm not going to do it. So I just do it on the four corners. In the beginning, I had a 20mm long brad nail like this one to go across. But the problem with that is, as you nail, sometimes they go sideways on the wood because it's so small, the gauge, that it comes off. So I stopped that, and I'm having a bit more work, and I just use these ones on each corner. And it's when you're doing it, it's very very fast, and Michaela helps me a lot doing this. I do the top ones, and also the size of the gun is it's small. It's from Arrow. It's such a small gun that is very comfortable to work with. When we go to the other one, if I know where it is, yeah, okay, here it is. Yeah, you can see it's a huge gun. I use this one from Bustish for the big nails. And yeah, there it has a specification. It accepts, I think, from 12mm up to 40mm long staples. It's very powerful. You have to have quite a good hand to hold it. It's quite a very nice gun, right? But I just use this gun for the top nails, and I use another gun, which is the first gun I bought. It's Stanley. I bought that Screwfix. Yeah, I bought from Screwfix, and it also has possibilities of using different size nails. So yeah, there you go. That's a 15mm one. So when I'm working, I have the two guns next to me, and this one is not in use, and I just use of course, the big ones to staple the top. I pass them to the side. If Michaela is working with me, she then uses a small gun to put the nails on this on the bottom piece of wood, and we do this process. We put them on the side and on a pile, and then when we have about 100, then I use the other gun, and Michaela puts the foundation in, and I put the wood with the wood, and I just nail. When I nail, I put 4 staples on the top and 1 on each corner. So I do that work when we work together, especially for the foundation. I like to work with her because during the day I do as much frames as I can, and then in the afternoon she gives me a hand, 200, 300 frames, whatever I have done, and then we put the plastic foundation. Right, well, I hope this has explained. It's so for the top ones, it's a very long staple, 35mm, like I said in the beginning. Maybe, so I have one here so you can see it very well. Yeah, so it could be maybe even 30mm will be enough, but sometimes the difference in price is so little, from 30 to 35 or even 40. 40 will be an exaggeration, but 35 is plenty, and even 30. And as you can see, it's 8mm on the top. it's quite nice. So I'm going to do something different here today, because I believe when you want to show someone how you do something, it's very nice that you show, and even hives and other things. But I never see anyone taking things apart, because you want to see how strong it really is. Yeah, I'm saying how it's strong and all that, but how strong it is, isn't it? So I'm going to break up all these into pieces for you to see. So the bottom will come out very easy because it has no glue. And like I said, the brad nail is very small, so you can just pull it out. You know, it's not difficult. Still a bit of resistance, but it's not. But what is important for me is the rest. So here is where the strength is. Okay, so you have the plastic foundation, and it's nailed, of course, on the on the top bar, and that's what I want to show you. That's what is important for you to see when you're out there with supers of honey, heavy on bad roads, and even sometimes without springs on your trailer, and you know, you want to have something resistant. And there you go. You know, I'm going to struggle to take this off. So I'm pulling it. I'm not playing games here. I'm really doing a lot of strength. And you see, you have to do a lot of strength for this to come out. And you can see here that you have the wood, and the 15 millimeters staples went through the wood, of course, and also it's holding the plastic foundation. So it's strong, right? So if I wanted to, I can even increase a bit these staples to maybe 16 or 17, but I think I have 18 millimeters, and I have tried with 18 millimeters. It is too long. It will go across the top bar. All right. Okay. So that's the foundation off. This frame has been done today, maybe an hour and a half ago, something like that. So the glue is not 100% cured. But even that, even so, you can see how strong this is. You can even assemble these frames without glue, but I put glue. Okay, and you see, it will have to break. The only way is to break it. See, it doesn't come apart. See, right? You have to break it. It doesn't come off easy. I have to do strength, and as you can see, it goes very, very deep into the wood. The only thing I'm going to change and try to change in the future is this. You have this groove here on the side of the bar. We don't need this on plastic foundation, because the plastic will be a bit away from this little groove, and then the bees will glue. So this is so this groove here is making this bit of wood, I mean, just a little bit weaker. But as you can see, maybe on the top, you can see maybe the holes of the two of the staple, you know, of the two legs of the staple. So if I didn't have this here, right, this piece of wood, the sidebars, will even be stronger. That's the only thing I would like to change for now on these frames, and I'm going to talk with my supplier and see if I can order without this groove. I don't know if I think I've mentioned this on another video. Ideally would be to have the bottom bar not with two sides. The sidebars are different, and they take one solid piece of wood with a groove that you can just slide in sideways the foundation, and on the top is the same thing. This doesn't come off. You just have also the groove, so you just get a piece of foundation. Okay, imagine this is a solid bar, and this is without taking the piece of wood off, and you will just put it there, okay, and then press it in, and it will go under pressure, and it will not come off. I have some frames, some lengths of frames that I can do a video to show you this, how it is, because these frames have sidebars are plastic, and the top is wood, and the top and the bottom also wood. That is the same system that I'm talking about, but that's for Langstroth frames. I do not have them in stock. I'm gonna get some for some nukes that I have this spring, but I do not have them actually in stock. I have some samples that I can do a video if anyone would like to see them. Well, I hope I have explained, uh, I have answered the questions that I've been asked, and well, that's all I can say. They are all available. These staples at Toolfix and um, Toolstation and Screwfix, and also on eBay you can get them easily. So it's very easy to get this stuff. Okay, well, thank you for watching. Have a good evening.